Hi everyone, good evening. Thank you for taking the time to join us. We'll start briefly at 7 p.m. If you have any questions for us, please put them in the Q&A box below. Just a reminder. All right, so I think now it's already 7 p.m. So without further ado, let's start. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out to join us tonight, and welcome to today's webinar, where we will be introducing NTUC LearningHub's SkillsFuture Career Transition Program and answering any questions you may have about transitioning to these careers. So I am Chu Tian, an ICT Product Manager at NTUC LearningHub, and I will be your host today. And of course, I also have with me the various subject matter experts who will be giving you a deep dive into each program later. So just a reminder that throughout the webinar, if you have any questions at all, feel free to enter them into the Q&A box in the control panel below, and we will address them throughout the webinar and during the Q&A session at the end. All right. So for today, I will first share an overview of what the SCTP program is about, what is in it for you. After that, I will have our Oracle Java programmer trainer share about the program. And we also have a talent acquisition specialist from Avensys Consulting, an IT consultancy company that will come in to share about their company hiring needs and requirements for the role. After that, we will move on to the Digital Marketing and Graphic Design Specialist program, where the various subject matter experts will also share about the program and address any questions you have about the program or the career. So lastly, we will end up with a Q&A session to address any questions that you have posted in the Q&A box below. All right, so this is what today will look like. So what is this SCTP all about? So supported by SkillsFuture Singapore, this SkillsFuture Career Transition Program is actually a train and place program to support mid-career individuals in acquiring industry-relevant skills to improve your employability so that you can pivot to new sectors and job roles. And trainees that come to us to attend our training courses will also get career advisory services and employment facilitation. So these are three key points or features about our program. So first is that we have an industry relevant program. So our program is actually designed in collaboration with leading knowledge partners and subject matter experts from Microsoft, AWS, KPMG, ISACA, ISC Square, and more. And also features, industry relevant modules and certifications to ensure that at the end of this program, we can make a very smooth transition to your desired role in the workplace, right? And secondly, in addition to structured training, you will also have several opportunities to apply what you have learned on a real-world problem through capstone projects or on-the-job training in the form of independent and sometimes group work, all right? And lastly, we will also provide employment facilitation services, which I will share in the next slide. So throughout the program, our career facilitation team will actually be coming in to support you with 1, Career Resilience Executive Workshop by E2I. Secondly, job matching initiatives and regular career fairs and webinars. Thirdly, provide you with personalized virtual advice on resume writing, interview strategies and techniques so you can secure that job. And lastly, it will provide you with a digital career coach via our own Career Agility Hub application that you can use throughout your career, right? So these will all improve your career prospects. And not only that, actually, NTUC LearningHub has a very strong track record in delivering placement-based programs, and we have successfully placed our trainees in these companies that you can see here. Okay, but of course, do note that there is no placement guarantee in this program. Right. And in designing these programs, we also study in-demand skills and jobs reported in the market and make sure that the programs are relevant to industry needs. So according to this APAC Digital Skills Research Report you see here today, this was researched and published by Amazon. There is an increasing trend in adoption of new technologies that has transformed jobs across sectors in Singapore. So this is actually an opportunity for us to better our skills and pivot to new careers. And as an estimate, it is said that Singapore will need an additional 1.2 million digital workers by 2025, which is a sharp 55% increase from today's levels. And of course, we hope that through our SCTP design in partnership with subject matter experts, you can upgrade your digital skill sets to pivot into emerging job roles with strong demand. So I'll just share briefly about the program eligibility. It's very simple. It's eligible for Singapore citizens and PR job seekers aged 21 and above. You must fulfill the minimum entry requirements of each program. And you must attain at least 75% training attendance for each module and pass all associated assessments and projects. All right. And at LHub, we currently offer 4 programs to help you pivot into these IT roles. And this is the important information, so duration, entry requirements, mode, and class date. So today we will focus on the 2 in green. If you would also like to hear about the other 2 programs, you can join our other webinar on Friday at 3 p.m. So the Oracle Java Programmer and Digital Marketing program are both full-time, meaning 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day, and have a total duration of 3.5 months. Okay, so the Oracle Java Programmer, you need a minimum diploma. And for digital marketing, you need a minimum NITEC. For Oracle Java Programmer, it's fully VLC, meaning virtual live class. All right, it will all take place virtually via Zoom. Whereas for digital marketing, it's hybrid. It's a mix of virtual live classes on Zoom, and on some days, you will be expected to go down to our classrooms at NTUC LearningHub Bras Basah, because some sessions will require more specific software where we'll provide you with the resources. All right, so that's what hybrid means. And for Oracle Java Programmer, the program is starting in November, and digital marketing is starting on 25th October. So take note that there are limited seats for this program, so do apply as soon as possible. So on to the program funding and eligibility, right? So now you're interested in this course. Now you want to know, what funding is applicable for me. So if you're a Singapore citizen or PR age 21 years old and above, you already have 70% of course fee subsidies. All right. If you are 40 years old and above, you can get 90% of course fee funding. And if you are either long-term unemployed, meaning unemployed for 6 months or more, if you are in need of financial assistance, or if you're a person with disabilities, you can get up to 95% of course fee funding. So on top of this funding, after all these a lot of funding, you can still tap on other schemes like your SkillsFuture credit, your UTAP, and your post-secondary education account, PSEA, to offset the remaining fees. All right, so for the 2 programs that we are going to be talking about today, this is what the full course fee looks like. And the fee payable after 70% funding, including GST, is 5,000. After 90% funding is 2,000. And after 95% funding is 1,000. All right. So I'll just share a little bit about the application process also. It's quite straightforward. All right. First, you can scan this QR code to head to our program landing page. And on our program landing page, you will see the 4 programs that we offer. All right. All you have to do is click Apply Now for the program you want to apply, where you will be led to an external site, Zopa. All right, so there you will be led to a form to fill in your profile and upload your resume. So do make sure you upload your resume and be as detailed as possible so that we can assess your profile well. All right, and shortlisted applicants will be contacted for an interview. So this is what the application process looks like. All right, once you apply for our program, we will evaluate you and we will have a short interview with you. And if you're successful, that's where you can commence training and the employment facilitation. All right. So I will put the link in the chat box as well, so you can access it from there. Okay. So up next, I think I will have our Oracle Java programmer trainer Chandra to take over and start the webinar proper. Yeah, over to you, Chandra. Chandra, I think I can't quite hear you. You're on mute, but I can't quite hear you.
I think Chandra is having some issues with the internet.
Okay. While we are waiting for him, I'm just going to put the URL to our SkillsFuture Career Transition Program landing page. All right, so that's where you can find out even more details of our program. Let's say, you have even more questions.
Chen, maybe we can switch and do digital marketing first, because I think Chandra is having some issues.
All right. Okay. Yeah. No, Vincent, is that fine? All right. So how about let's start off with the digital marketing program first, all right, while we wait for Chandra to rejoin. So I'll hand it over to our trainer, Don. Yeah, are you ready, Don?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am. Wilson is here also, right?
Yes, Wilson is here too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wilson.
over to you.
Okay, I'll just start right away.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool. Let me just give you a moment. Okay, get the earplugs in. Okay, hi everybody. My name is Don. As per mentioned, I'm going to be covering a bit of the graphics design element. Okay, so I am just going to introduce myself first. My name is Don, and I manage my team of trainer for the graphic design side of things. So I'm going to just walk you through a little bit of what you will be going through if you sign up the course with us. Okay, let me just open this up and then share them. Okay, just give me a moment. Oh dear. Okay, I think a bit of a technical issue on my end as well. Wilson,
Technical issues going on around that.
Yes,
So you want to start first?
Wilson, Wilson, you want to just brief us through the program first?
Maybe we start with Wani. Are you okay? Are you ready, Wani?
Yeah.
Yes, anytime. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let me do the digital marketing part first, okay? And we will pass it back to Don. So let me do this. Hello, everyone. All right. So okay. So a bit of introduction about myself. My name is Wan Yi, and I will actually be covering the digital marketing part of the DMGS program. So, well, what happens when you actually have, some digital marketing skills? There are actually many career options that you can opt for. So there are many specializations when it comes to digital marketer. A lot of people think, digital marketing is marketing thing. All right. And some people, they will see the word digital and they think that it's going to be very technical stuff. But actually, it's quite simple. All right. The requirements for digital marketing is not as deep, okay, as the real technical IT skills. So if you have some business knowledge, actually you have a very good advantage to actually take up marketing as an additional skill that actually can contribute to business success, which is what a lot of businesses actually want. So when you become or opt for digital marketing skills, all right, you can actually become a content creator. You can also actually be a data specialist. You can also be a creative director. Of course, when you have the advantage of the graphic design skills as well, you become more powerful. And of course, you can actually be what we call an SEO expert. All right, so search engine, you know, we work with Google, we work with social media platforms, we work with Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Yes, this course is the course to be in if you want to learn all of that, things that goes on the internet and how you can make the internet to actually get business results. Yeah, it's not the play kind of digital marketing. Yeah, I mean, it's serious stuff. It's serious stuff. Because in today's world, all right, one of the biggest problems that businesses have is looking for creative content people. All right, and you know, we need people like content creation strategists that can actually help find related information or how to engage an audience online. All right, so you will be actually working with graphic tools to produce information in a way that's easily digested, okay, or easily consumed by these people out there on the internet, people who are looking to buy something, but you need to make it relatable to them. So we actually learn quite a bit of, I would say, human psychology, all right, in order to come up with the best kind of content that attracts people. Of course, you can also be a social media manager. So if you have some skills, specific skills in managing an audience, or you know how to post content, we actually do a lot of hands-on in our class as well, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and also LinkedIn. All right, so there's plenty of opportunities out there for you guys who actually want to help a company to manage their social media. All right, it's a real job. Okay, it's no, don't look at me like that. It's not the kind that you just get a college person to go and manage a social media account. No. We're doing everything professionally, yeah, and you will learn how to do that in our course. Search engine optimization. Okay, I know some of you are probably say, hey, this social media thing is probably not something for me. I prefer something. I like to write. Okay, so I understand that a lot of my students who actually came to my digital marketing class, I actually teach 2 or 3 cohorts before today, and actually most of them like to write things. So if you want to, get or help a business get found on the internet, or some of you are actually trying to maybe build up your little blog or something, and you want to consider yourself a blogger or do technical writing or even casual writing, content writing for other people. All right, so of course you can actually take up the skill of search engine optimization to actually help either business or yourself to get found on the internet. And when all that traffic comes into your social media and your website, I can tell you that's where the money is. Okay. All right. And of course, there's always a paid advertising element in the whole digital marketing space. Those of you who actually would like to help a business to actually get sales, this is a must-have skill when it comes to digital marketing. Right. So yes, we are going to explore paid advertising on Facebook extensively, but there's also room to learn about paid advertising options on Google as well. So those of you who want to actually go into a higher level of digital marketing where you need to manage a company's budget to actually get sales, all right, so this is the kind of career that you can look forward to. All right, any of you who probably prefer to be on camera, right? So some of you actually have the gift of the gab. You love to talk, you love the show. You have so much passion that it actually, get portrayed on screen very easily, right? No, I'm not talking about the drama king and queens, but similarly, you know how to attract attention using live streaming platforms. So you can actually consider to be a virtual event host. All right, so this is something like it is like the DJ host, but there actually is a little bit more involved in that because you are actually front-facing with an audience out there to either sell an item or share information. So there is also, this is a very, very significantly new kind of career that people are opting as, because more and more people nowadays are actually going to the internet for more information. Yeah, so, you know, having a human face on the other side of the camera, it's really going to help businesses a lot. And those of you who are not afraid to talk on screen, I think this is a very good option to have. Yeah. So in order for you to power up your skill sets, okay, on all these different new kinds of careers, you are going to go through all these 6 modules. Yeah, so social media marketing actually split into 2 parts. The first part is basically, you know, all about talking about, you know, all the available social media platforms out there, the popular ones and the not so popular ones. All right, we will also talk about that. Yes, all right. So a lot of us tend to be more familiar in Facebook, but of course, you know, the internet is so big. Sometimes you will need some techniques and skills to find certain types of audience. And sometimes we will actually cover other platforms that can actually maybe help you create content. Yeah, all right. So, you know, the outcome, you basically know where to find all these customers that's willing to pay money to buy something from you, okay? Of course, when you are out there being, you know, someone who actually works on social media, you probably need to actually do some copywriting as well. All right, so, you know, we actually learn psychology, customer persona, how to create landing pages, things that you put on the internet that actually helps a business get sales. Yes, we're not talking about the regular Facebook post that says, today is a good day. No. We are going to put something out there that actually convince people, persuades people to take the action. This is something to look out for. All right, of course, you know, most businesses will actually need people who actually know how to do this in the most efficient way possible, and will equip you with the necessary tools, either automated or even thought processed, to help you have good copywriting. Words, it's all the art of words. Okay, you know, the second part of social media marketing is all about engagement. Yes, so those of you who like to do live streams, this is the module to look for. We'll actually share how to actually get these people on social media to respond to you when you post something. Yeah, you know, all these likes, comments, and shares. Yeah, so it's an art. Yeah, so you need to know what is it that triggers people, and we actually learn how to convert all that into paying customers. So also some tips and tricks on how to look for content, how to create content that actually people wants to see and read. That's critically important as well. Web design. Yes, those of you who wants to be or wants to have skills in designing websites for a company, or even running your own online store, or even you doing maintaining your own blog. All right, so we're actually going to learn how to build websites in the course as well. What else? Okay, Google Analytics. Okay, so these are data-driven decision making. Yeah, so it's another word for it. But we actually also learn how is it Google make people come to your website? How does Google help you get the traffic that you need for your website so that you can actually sell something? Yeah, you can actually get some traction. All right, people knowing what people like to read on your website. Yeah, so, you know, all this will actually translate into money in the long run. Of course, you know, everybody wants money, even businesses wants money. But if you are really good and smart about this, you can actually do it as your own business. Hint, hint, all right? So again, up to you. You want to work with people or you want to run your own business, I can probably guide you through all the different aspects of monetizing your website. All right, but this is possibly one of the most valuable skills that you can have as a digital marketer. Yeah. All right. All my students actually have to do project. All right. So, okay. So there is a capstone project at the end of this one. This is the capstone project for digital marketing. Yeah. So in Don's case, he actually has another capstone project for his course as well. So 2 capstone projects. So my capstone project, very simple. You just need to plan to promote something using one of the online touch points, social media, website, you name it, you decide, and you are supposed to present, all right, in class, 15-minute presentation. All right, so, you know, you can pick and choose your approach, but I'm looking forward to any of you guys who actually end up in my class, and we'll guide you through, like 4.5 days. We actually guide you through every single stage of how to plan your online business or how to help a business promote something. So there's a lot of one-to-one mentoring in this particular section, all right, of the capstone project as well. So don't worry, you're in safe hands. You will have experienced trainers to actually guide you through this, in which, you know, your trainer is who? Of course, it's me. Yes, in the flesh, all right? So, you know, if you have any questions, please feel free to park it in the Q&A. I can help answer some of them there, all right? But if I just take a look and see whether Dawn is okay, all right, I can actually pass the session back to Dawn so that he can tell you more about the graphic design part.
Hi guys. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I had a bit of a technical issue. I'm not sure what's happening today. Quite a bit of tech issues here and there. Okay, anyways, I'm ready to show you this exciting journey that some of you might be joining. Okay, let me just flash up my screen. Okay, so as I was saying, okay, so my name is Don. Okay, I'm actually managing a team of trainer. Okay, we will be, as you know, you guys know, there's this course called Digital Marketing and Graphic Design Specialist. Okay, so what Wani shared just now was the digital marketing aspect. Okay, what I'll be covering is actually the graphic design portion. Okay, now so. Let's start up. Okay, I just want to talk a little bit about how relevant and how important this media is in today's world. Okay, so chances are all of you have probably seen some sort of a media in the last 30 minutes. Okay, some sort of a media in the last 1 hour. Okay, it could be a video, it could be a Instagram post, it could be a photo, so on and so forth. And that's why it's very important in today's world. Okay, so for example, okay, if you are you just started a company, or a small little company, and you want to sell some stuff, okay, you will have to do marketing, and what's important in the marketing is also the content. Okay, you need pictures, you need videos, you need stuff like that. And this is how we have come to consume media in today's world. Okay, so that's why it's very important. Okay, so we are in this course, we will be specializing in these 3 areas when it comes to design portion. Okay, graphic design. Okay, the photography, design itself, and also video production. These are the main 3 arcs of today's media industry. Okay, now, so some of you, or rather more importantly, okay, what are some of the important things, or what are the things that you can do after the course itself? Okay, so for example, okay, you can be let's say we talk about photography. You can be a product photographer, events photographer, fashion photographer, weddings photographer. Okay, so for example, like myself, before I came into teach, I was in the wedding photography circuit. Okay, I was doing that for a long time. Okay, so those are some of the things you can do. Okay, we will be, as trainers, sharing with you some of our experiences as well while we do these things. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about the sharing later. Okay, so that's for photography. For videography, okay, now we all know that videography is actually it looks simple, but it's a multi-man team a lot of times. Okay, you need to have your video editor. Somebody needs to be doing those things, right? cutting the different shots together, making sense out of them, telling stories with the video itself. So the video editor will be the one that's compiling all this image, this graph, this videos and stuff like that to make it all together. Okay, tell a story with it. Okay, the videographer himself, the ones that are shooting. We also have the director. Okay, in some cases we also have script writer. Okay, so these are some of the things that you can do. Okay, design as well. Okay, in the design aspect, we are looking at a website designer. Okay, you can't have a company without a website these days. Okay, we have print designers, okay, brochures, flyers, and whatnot. Okay, we will be covering some of this as projects during our course as well. Brand designer, or even project management, media project management, creative media project manager. So it's really wide what you can really do with these three things that we will be covering. Okay, so I hope that gives you a glimpse of that whole array of different careers that's out there that you can do with media. And yeah, okay, so what would we what would you benefit, okay, for when you're taking this course? Okay, now in my classes, I am not a teacher or a trainer that just cover textbook A to Z and then we go home and then that's it. Okay, I don't believe in doing trainings like that. Okay, we focus on these three things that you are seeing there. Okay, number one, of course, the knowledge itself. How are certain things done? What do we need to know and things like that. Okay, more importantly, also the hands-on experience. Okay, so during the classes itself, okay, we will be, instead of just the teacher talking and then you just listening, you will be having very fun projects that you will be working on. Don't worry, you know, if this is going to be a project, and you know, don't worry, we pay very close attention to what you're doing so that we can come and help you. So don't be worried. Okay, you will be guided. You will be you're not thrown into the deep sea and try to survive. No, okay. So we will be there to guide you through, and we will share with you tips and tricks. How do you do certain things? How do you achieve certain things? We will come and help you guys out. Okay. We also have, like I said, trainer mentoring. Well, we will have one particular part where it's like capstone project is like a main big project. So while you guys are doing those projects, the trainers will share with you some of the non-textbook things, I would say. Okay, things like how to manage clients, what are usual issues that clients will sometimes difficult clients will come will offer you with, you know. So how do we deal with certain situations and things like that, so that, you know, when you finish this course, okay, you finish with an experience of how to manage and start your own real world projects, so to speak. Okay, I'll be talking a little bit more about the capstone project later. Okay, but in general, what we are doing here is knowledge, hands-on experience, and trainer mentoring. Okay, now next I'm going to be talking about what are the things that we'll be covering. Okay, so there are three parts. Okay, visual graphics, motion graphics / video, and the project work. Okay, three parts. Okay, for first one, visual graphics. Okay, we will be going through photography with you. You will learn how to take pictures. Okay, how to handle DSLR. DSLR will be provided. Okay, okay, so that's like the first thing that we will do. Okay, don't worry if you think like, oh, I'm not a photographer, I don't have creative sense. That's why we are here. Okay, so we'll walk you through how photographers do it, how you can take beautiful pictures. Okay, so based on experiences, okay, our students, after they finish photography class, you are bound to have a few really good pictures. So yeah, okay, later I'll show you some of the students' work. Okay, next, we also have the Photoshop. Okay, how to design Photoshop. Third is the Illustrator. Okay, how do you design like logos and graphic elements that's more vector based in Illustrator. Okay. Second, video is very, like I said, very relevant to today's world. You have your TikTok, Insta videos, and stuff like that. So we will be showing you how to use Premiere Pro, okay, to cut videos together with real projects during the class itself. We will show you how to work every part of Premiere Pro. We will also be talking about After Effects. Okay, so how do you do motion graphics? If you remember during the COVID period, there was a lot of information that were out there. You were like, where, how many packs in a bunch, you can sit together 5, 8, and it keeps changing, right? So these are all very heavy information, and I think we had a lot of good videos out there to break this down into very bite-sized information, and then put them together into motion graphics. So After Effects is going to be doing that. We're going to be teaching you how to use After Effects to do things like that. Okay. Lastly, okay, this is what I think is the most important capstone project. Okay, so after going through all this knowledge and hands-on kind of experience, right? Okay, we will be using what you have learned to work on a final project. Okay. So during this part, what will happen is that we will role play with you a certain sort of like a problem statement. Okay, client A is coming to you. He wants to get this done. He's looking for a logo for this cafe and Okay, so you are supposed to create something or work on this project with the client himself. Okay, so your trainer will be role playing as the client, sometimes difficult client, sometimes easy client. Through that, what we're trying to really do is to give you a really good experience of a real experience, I should say, of how to handle clients, so that after the project, after you graduate from here, when you deal with clients, you are well versed in how to handle these things and what to look out for, that kind of thing. Okay, I'm going to show you what some of my students have done. Okay, mind you, I also have to say that some of these students that you work that you're going to see later, right? Not all of them are like super artistic or super creative in their first few classes, but as they come join us, okay, they see how when we share, we teach them things, they start to also be able to think like a designer, think like a video editor, or think like a photographer. So all these things will slowly be fished out of, or rather be encouraged out from your little creative mind that we all have. Okay, so this is one example. Okay, so this is the next few I'm going to show you is they got to design a logo for this cafes. So all of them, they will have their own different cafe names and stuff like that. So if you look at closer, right, we don't just talk about the logo itself, but we also talk about the creative ideas that goes behind. For example, on the right, you see Under Pressure. This is a cafe logo, and you look at the what do you call that, the concepts behind. It's nicely written there. Oh, it is energy and enthusiasm. The color palette that we're using, it stands for certain things and things like that. Okay, so yeah. Okay, at the end of your class, you all will be doing something like creating something like that. Okay, now this one is called Bloom. This is also a cafe with a theme of flowers and stuff like that in that cafe. And you can see on the left, right, this is basically a sketch of before they even design out the logo. They will start off with a sketch. Sorry, I'm just gonna zoom this out for you. Okay, and you can see the thoughts that goes behind it. Okay, so in my class, or in our class, we focus on all this creative thinking and design process. Okay, like I said, like for example, this particular student, she came in, she was not the best student in class for sure, but as we go along slowly, you can see that she's improving. Her thoughts, her creativity really starts to mature, and finally you have a logo like this. Okay, this one is another one. Okay, from scratch. Okay, different options, and then finally the final logo that we have. Okay, other than logo, we also do posters like this based on the same theme that we have. Okay. So these are some of what my students have come up with. I just want to very quickly show you a quick example of what my students do in a bit more detail. Okay, so same thing, that logo thing. So my students will be they will be made to do a presentation to client, right? Okay, so this is one of the logos that my students came up with. Again, okay, started off not the best in class, but as they learn, okay, they become better. Okay, so with this logo, this cafe is called Alchemy. So it came up with the idea of a ancient mythical kind of icon kind of thing, and slowly with a bit of a story and creative mind, okay, she came up with this test tube because it's alchemy, right? So there's this scientific part to it, and coffee making is really a bit of scientific kind of process. Okay, so you see the test tube being put together, and then you create a sort of like a heart that you see there. Okay, and yeah, finally it becomes like this. You can see the mountain, the blue mountain that's there, which is known for coffee, and also the love and passion that's there. So all this ties into what the brand means itself. Okay, so it's not just the design, but also the thought process that's behind that we are trying to train our students, so that when you finish this, you are ready to face the world and face the client himself. Okay, so yeah, okay, these are some examples of what my these students have done. Okay, put into different materials like this. Okay, so really ready to go. Okay, if you ask me, this is ready to sell to clients anytime. Okay, if not, okay, a few more bigger sort of like an example process is done, and that's it. Okay, if not, okay, that's the design portion. That's all from me. Pop into the Q&A if you have any questions that you want to ask. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, over to you, Wilson. Do you have any last slides to share
Sure.
before I hand over the training?
Yes, I have. Please give me a minute. Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes,
Let
I
me
can
share
hear
my
you.
screen. Okay. Okay. Is it in the presentation mode right now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you see the screen?
But it's in the you have to hide the presenter mode.
Yes. Display settings on the top.
Wilson, you can right click and hide the presenter mode.
Wilson, we can't hear you.
Hang on.
Okay.
Uh,
You can unshare and share again also.
okay.
Yep, that works. Slideshow.
Okay, sorry. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Wilson, the product manager for digital marketing and graphic design specialist program. So after hearing from Don and Wani, I'm sure you are keen to know when is the start date and the end date. So the course itself is going to start sometime in 25th October, which is next week onwards, soon, and you end sometime in 20th of January 2023, just nice after New Year or before Chinese New Year. So thereafter, you can start with your new career, right? So if you look at this course itself, digital marketing and graphic specialist program, in fact, there's two job roles. So what is the digital marketing, which I think Wan Yi have actually talked about it very clearly. So it's to bring attention to promotion of brands to connect the potential customer to your business. Whereas the graphic design specialist program is where you talk about visual communication with your customer or client itself. So that actually go hand in hand. So for yourself, you may be wondering whether after I finish the course, should I become a digital marketer or should I become a graphic designer? Actually, that depends on your strength. If you are good in writing, you're good in communicating, you may want to consider digital marketing. If you are good in terms of artwork designing, then visual communication is another pathway for you. Right, so the job role itself, in fact, is quite wide because looking at the course itself, there's diverse job role in terms of being a marketer, a designer, you can work in the creative media itself, content creator or e-commerce, which is a sector which they definitely need people to take photo, write about the content, and how to sell that. So either if you're strong in graphic itself, you can go into multimedia graphic as well as UI UX. So for this job role itself, we did a study in demand, and in fact, it's the top 10 job role. If you look at graphic, digital marketing itself is 44% demand there, and graphic is about 31%, right? So if you itself inside linking itself, we did research, and same thing, top 10 is digital marketing as well as graphic design. But apart from working at home, in fact, you can actually work remotely or globally. And that's the reason why this course itself, sometimes will think, hey, why don't I do freelance? In fact, I've been in this industry for 20 years. And some of my friends, after they semi-retire, the office is actually in Australia, but they work in Singapore remotely. So sometimes they go to Malaysia, they work, their client is based in China or in UK. So this job itself is flexible if you're looking into digital marketing or graphic design especially. So what about the pay? The pay itself, on average salary, it depends on the experience as well. So yearly is about 66,000 an average a year for salary. And you look at the job scope itself, in fact, if you go into digital marketing, you can either become a social media marketing manager or even a content manager. And if you look at the demand itself, there are 3,000 word job list. Just last week, I was researching on it, and so there's about 3,000 over opening for this job role alone. As for graphic design specialist, it's about 64K per year. Also depends on your experience as well as your portfolio. So joining in this class itself, Don and Wan Yi will help you to do your capstone project as well to help you to build your portfolio and confidence in after that you can get a better job that you want to. And I think that's about all that I have to share. If any question, you can put it in the Q&A or the chat line so we can help you in terms of you anything that you want to know about digital marketing or graphic design. Thank you. And over
Thanks,
to you.
Susan. Yeah. So for the attendees here, if you have any question about the prerequisites or whether or not you'll be a good fit, anything about the software, you can put it in the Q&A box, and then our subject matter experts will be answering those. So now over to Chandra, our trainer for the Oracle Java programmer. He will be sharing about the SCTP, his SCTP program. Over to you, Chandra.
Okay, thanks, Ben. Okay, and my apologies to everyone. I was not able to do the presentation as planned in the earlier attempt. This is my second attempt, and I agree with Dawn. Today, somehow, Tuesday evening, the Zoom was acting weird. Okay. Anyways, back to the objectives. So I'm here to tell you about what are the things that you should be aware of in your planning for joining as an Oracle Java programmer in the SCTP program. My name is Chandra. I'll be one of the lead trainers for this particular program. Okay, so as a part of this particular program, you'll be working with Java extensively. Okay, but before we get started with the program and the objectives of different content that we deliver in the program, I just wanted to give you a brief overview about where we are in the industry today. Okay, and how crucial it is for everyone to learn computing. Okay, computers are changing everything, and every industry needs computer literates. Okay, not just literate, ideal, not just having an idea about computers on what they are and how do we use them. Okay, it's not just about literacy, rather it is all about having a skill, to work with computer. Okay, one of the prominent skills that you should be interested in is doing programming. Okay, now, as we know, one of the crucial persons in the evolution of computing, Mr. Bill Gates, as well as Mr. Obama, both of them have given statements saying that every person should do programming. Okay, however complex or simple it is, you might write a simple calculator of adding two numbers, or it can be launching a rocket into the space. But programming is an essential skill that everybody should be aware of. So that's essentially where we are in the industry today. We are surrounded by computers, and computer literacy is very, very important. Okay, now computers are devices. They just execute our instructions. So you can give instructions to a computer, and that instruction becomes, coding. Okay, when you combine multiple small pieces of code, a small piece of code can be, adding two numbers. Another piece of code can be subtraction. Another piece can be multiplication. Another piece can be division. You combine them, they become mathematical operations, and that becomes your software programs. Okay, so now you have done mathematical operations. You want to do, trigonometric operations. You want to do scientific calculations or any kind of other binary computing. And when you combine multiple programs like that, that becomes your software. See, that's it. Simple instructions is your coding. When you combine multiple instructions like that, it becomes programs. When you combine multiple programs like that, that becomes a software. And we are trying to, teach you how to become a software programmer using Java as a programming language. Okay. Now, if you just observe, okay, you want to become a software programmer. Okay. Now you have a lot of choice in the industry. Okay. You can use Python. You can use Java. You can use, C, C++, or any number of programming languages that are there in the market out there. Okay. Now, why should you use Java? Okay. So one of the USPs of Java being the programming language is Java helps you to develop applications which are platform independent. Okay, now, I'm sure you know that, computing is divided into different platforms. You have Windows, you have Mac, and you have Linux. Like on the mobile phones, you have, Android and you have iOS. Okay, something similar to that. Okay, so your computing also is divided into different platforms. Either you're working with a Mac device, you're working with a Windows device, or you're working with a Linux predominantly. Okay, so in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, people were writing applications to any one of these platforms. You write an application for Windows, it always runs on Windows, but that doesn't work on Mac or other operating systems. Now, you write an application for Mac, it works on Mac, but not on Windows. Java is the first language, or rather the popular choice to solve that particular problem. You don't want to develop applications that run only on one particular platform. You want to develop applications that can run on multiple platforms. See, that's the first USP of Java. Java brings platform independent programming language or programming instructions. Okay. Now, so you can, I'm using a Mac, as you can see from here. Okay, I'm using a Mac, and you can, write an application that can run on Mac, or that can run on other computing platform also. Okay, having said that, okay, what are the other USPs of Java programming language? Okay, let me just give you a quick overview of where we are coming from in terms of Java. Okay, just give me a minute. I think my screen is stuck, and I'm restarting my screen. That's weird. Okay.
So I just copy pasted everything in this format again.
Sorry.
Is your screen okay?
No, it is.
Do you want
Zoom
to?
is not responding.
All right. I mean, if you want, you could skip that portion and then just continue with the presentation too.
Yeah, that's what the screen is not, the Zoom session. Okay. Just give me 1 minute exactly.
Sure.
Let me do some other backup. Okay, I'm trying to share my screen again. Are you able to see it?
Great. Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So you have multiple choices. Like, there are a lot of languages that you can probably use. Java is one that we are trying to do a program over here. You have Python, you have C++, you have C, R, other languages also. Now, instead of writing applications that run either on Mac or either on PC, Java has solved the problem, and we can develop applications that can run on any platform. Okay, so that's one of the USPs of Java. So that is platform independency. Okay, one of the key words that define the principles of Java is write once, run anywhere. So you can write a Java program on Windows, you can run it on Unix, you can run it on Mac, or you can also run it on Android. Okay, so that's like one of the strong USPs of Java programming language, platform independency. Okay, having said that, just to give you a brief overview of where Java comes from, Java is built by Green Team at Sun Microsystems in 1991. The first version was released in 1996. And Mr. James Gosling, the person that you see on the picture over here, he is considered to be the father of Java. I mean, he's heading the team. It's not just his single invention. It is invented by a team of developers. All of them work collectively and develop Java programming language. Okay, having said that, okay, Java is not just one piece of software. Java comes in multiple, editions. Okay, the one we're going to learn in our program is starting with Java SE, the standard edition. Then we are going to focus on Java EE, Enterprise Edition, and we are going to use, on top of this, we're going to use Spring Framework. So these are the 3 layers of Java that we're going to extensively work with in this program. You'll be learning the basic platform, that is the standard edition. You'll be learning, components of the Enterprise Edition, not complete Enterprise Edition, but components of Enterprise Edition that are absolutely required for you to learn the Spring Framework, which is the toast of the industry. Okay. Now, having said that, okay, let me just give you a small, usage about where Java is used in the industry. Okay. To start
Chandra,
with,
if you could just put the document as full screen as well.
okay, sure.
Thank you.
I'm worried it gets stuck. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so okay, the popular applications that are developed in Java, you can see there's Minecraft. Okay, one of the popular games, or the most best-selling video game of all time, 280 million copies. The first version of that game is completely written in Java. Okay, that's one of the biggest innovations or breakthroughs from the Java programming language. NASA uses Java in one of their prominent applications, that is Whirlwind Java, which covers the length and breadth of the planet Earth, giving you patterns of weather, visualization of the cities, terrains, tracking vehicle movement, and also geospatial data. All that is being developed using a virtual globe API, and that entire application is written in Java. Okay. Having said that, Java has gone to the moon and the Mars. Okay, so the rovers that are launched on the Mars, and also the moon, satellite tracking apps that are being built for moon, all of them are also used, or developed in Java. Not entirely, but major components of those software also written in Java. And last but not the least, Android operating system. One of the most used operating systems of the world. It has 85% market share, and that completely, initial versions of Android is completely 100% written in Java. All the application development also happens on Java for Android. But over a period of time, slowly, there are other alternatives that are available for you. But still, Java is the popular choice for application development on Android. Your Wikipedia runs on, Java, whether it is using Apache Lucene or Elasticsearch. The two, prominent search platforms for Wikipedia they are completely written in Java. Okay, so Java has gone to the cloud. We have Spring, we have Graal, we have Micronaut, we have Quarkus. All these prominent pieces of software are are extensions to what Java can do. Okay, now having said that, now just let me give you an overview of what the program is that we are going to use for this particular webinar. So just right away. Okay, now this program, the SCTP program that we are talking about here, is starting on 7th November. Okay, up to 28th Feb 2023. Okay, now one of the key aspects of this program is we have already conducted 3 cohorts for this program. Okay, this is SCTP program 1, cohort 1. But in the previous banner in the SGUS, we have done 3 cohorts of the same exact program. And this is a tried and tested program. For the first 1 and 2 cohorts that were completed in 2021, okay, we have almost 80% plus placement, 80% of the people who attended the training got placed successfully, and all of them are working on the Java platform. Okay, now the third program that we have completed in 2022 is just got completed a couple of weeks back, and already 3 people are placed on that particular cohort. Okay, so this is the next cohort. There's a 4th attempt that we are trying to launch on 7th of November. The orientation for that will be taking place on the 3rd of November, where we'll be giving you more details about what this program is, what are the hardware, software, what are the more detailed objectives. We'll be looking into that particular thing during the orientation. The program starts with 5 days of introduction to programming and web development. This is the first program that will be, first training that we'll be conducting for 5 days. And every single training is 50% theory and 50% practice. Every concept that we deliver, we make sure that you do practice on that. You practice the skills as they were being taught in the training room. And once you have done that, okay, in this particular program, we are looking at, understanding web technologies, whether it is HTML, whether it is JavaScript, whether it is CSS. Okay, what are the latest Web 2.0 trends that are available? Okay, we'll be having lab scenarios in this particular course. Okay, where we'll be, doing complete hands-on practice for every single concept that will be delivered. Having said that, the USP of this entire cohort is we will be doing a capstone project after the training. So if that is 50% of training and delivery, if this is 50% of training and delivery, the capstone project is 100% hands-on. Okay, there will be no more theory in this capstone for the 5 days that we'll be doing after the training. So whatever we have learned in that week's training, we'll be using those skills and developing a small project. I know it is only for 5 days, but that's very crucial. Immediately after the training, you do a project, the concepts gets imprinted for you. Okay, you immediately see how it benefits and what can you do with the skills that you have learned the previous week. So the capstone project is for 5 days. After that, we'll be starting with database fundamentals, where we'll be giving you, idea about what is DDL, DML, DQL, data manipulation, data definition, and data query language. Okay, how do you store the data in the database? How do you retrieve the data from the database? And also how you will be doing the administration of the database at the desktop level. You will not become a DBA, database administrator, after this, but you will be able to manage the database on your laptop. So that's the database fundamentals course for 5 days. Okay, unfortunately, because of paucity of time, we don't have a capstone for database fundamentals, but it will be 50-50%, again, theory 50% and hands-on 50%. And after that, we'll be starting with Java SE Programming 1, where we'll be learning the fundamentals of Java programming. So what is Java programming language? Okay, how do you write applications using Java? Okay, what is the NetBeans IDE? How do you use the IDE to develop applications in Java? Looping, conditional statements, object-oriented programming skills, and exception handling. All these concepts we'll be learning in this 5 days of training. Detailed, objectives are being listed over here. You can go through them when you go through this video at a later point of time. Okay, then after the Java SE programming is done, you also have capstone project for that particular Java SE Programming 1, and this one we plan for 10 days. Because Java is the pillar on which you'll be building this entire cohort, we are dedicating 10 days for this particular Java SE Programming 1. capstone project. So where, in the last iteration that we have done this called capstone project, we have built a banking application, a core banking application, where we do customer management and account management, only two modules we do in 10 days. Okay, starting from 0 to 100% of those two modules, we do it in this particular capstone project. Okay, this is a single user application running on your desktop. Okay, a very simple version of the banking application. Okay, that's what we have done in the capstone project. For the last iteration, we have done this cohort. After that, we'll be going to advanced programming skills of Java, where we'll be talking about exception handling collections, Lambda, modules, and file IO, native IO, security, and JDBC. These are the different skills that we'll be talking about in this particular session. Java SC programming level 2. Okay, predominantly we'll be focusing on file IO, JDBC, exception handling, and Lambda expressions. So once you're done with that, Java SC programming level 2, we have a capstone for 5 days. Okay, so after the capstone for 5 days is done, we'll be going to the Spring Boot fundamentals. Okay, now this is a big concept. So you have given 10 days for doing this particular training itself, where we do a complete, hands-on training. Every concept is being demonstrated, and you will be practicing that. So we only do theory of like maybe 25% of theory. 75% of this Spring Boot, fundamentals, we do it completely hands-on. Okay. Now, having said that, we'll be, understanding what is Spring Boot. How do you develop applications using Spring Boot? Okay. How do you do multi-user, web-enabled applications using Spring Boot? So all that will be covered in the Spring Boot fundamentals course for 10 days. And after which, we do the capstone and summative project together for 10 days for Spring Boot. So if you observe, for HTML, we have a capstone. Java SC programming level 1, we have a capstone. SC2, we have a capstone. And from Spring Boot also, we have a capstone. Every single module is followed up with a capstone. Now, if you see the overall formation of this training, okay, we do it for 3.5 months with breaks in between so that you can get time to recover. And I know it is very difficult for going training to capstone to training to capstone. So we try to squeeze in some, breaks in between the training sessions. Of course, you have Christmas, you have New Year, and you also have Chinese New Year holidays that are coming up. So the total duration will be for 60 days, out of which 30 will be the training days and 30 will be the capstone and summative projects. Okay, so that's our planning of this particular session. And yeah, just an idea to give you an idea about what we are looking at from your side. We need, this is the hardware and software requirements, a Windows desktop or a laptop with 64-bit architecture, 8 GB RAM. If possible, you can have a second monitor. That will be of great help, because right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to you using my laptop, and there is a second monitor right next to me, so that all your questions or Q&A or your video, I can see them as I'm speaking to you. It will always help. Okay. Then, fast broadband connectivity, good quality camera and headset, and reasonable hard disk space. So these are the things that we expect from you. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. If you have any questions about this particular Java programming cohort, please let me know. So as you can see, the founder of Reddit, I like the quote. It's the most valuable thing you can do for your career. It's not just to get a job in computing. Okay, coding is generally very, very good, and it doesn't hurt to get paid well. Okay, so how much does a Java developer make in Singapore? We are looking at 6,500 per month. Okay, now just to give you an estimate, as I just said, in the cohort 3 that we have completed in October, 2 weeks back, one of the couple of people have got placed in the last week of the cohort itself. And both of them have secured jobs. They're new to programming completely. They have secured jobs with 50K plus, 52, 50, 54. In between those two numbers, 52 versus 54 is their starting salary per year. So this is, on an average, I'm talking about 6,500. Okay. So it can be as low as 5,000 or as high as 8,000 also. So if you look at it, we almost hit that 5,000 low value. This is at the starting level. Okay. As you get experience, as you improve your skills, you get, of course, paid better. So thank you for your time. Please let me know if I can help you with any more details about this particular project.
Thank you,
And I'll stop my
Chandra.
presentation here.
Thank you. So on the topic of the Java developer salaries, on the topic of Java developer jobs, today actually we have with us some partners from Avensys Consulting. So I will hand it over to Nisha. Over to you, Nisha, to introduce yourself and your team.
Thank you, Chicken. Hello, everyone. This is Nisha. I'm representing Avensys Consulting. So I'll share screen, and along with me, I have my colleagues. My director, Shafiq. I think his name is quoted as Nisha for some reason.
Hello, everyone. My name is shown as Nisha. I think I selected your link.
Okay. So I have, so he's the director of the company, and along with him, I have our senior sales manager, Samir, and my recruitment team, Vara. So
good evening, everybody. Nice to meet you all.
Evening. Hi.
Yeah, so for the discussion, I think, I had glimpses of what Chandra shared just now. So I don't want to repeat it in terms of the importance of Java or a few things like that. But what we are planning to share is a little bit about our company. Maybe Shafiq, you can start off about our company and the kind of services we offer. After which, probably I will give you a little bit of brief about the kind of programs we have for someone who wants to, who's passionate to develop their career in IT. Then I will pass it on to Samir to share more about the industry trends and everything. So we can conclude that way.
Thank you, Nisha. So I understand we have a short span of time. Hello, I think Nisha, you can go on mute. I think from my side it's echoing. Okay.
Can you put it to full screen so that they can see?
1 minute.
The slides, yeah, full screen. Slideshow.
The slideshow.
Yeah, correct. Thank you.
Okay, so about Avensys, we are a local organization from Singapore, started off around 12 years back with a focus on certain technologies and a vision of digital automation and a business solution for our customers. And from there, we have grown to 10 countries with 50 plus clienteles and 500 plus employees working for Avensys in the last 10 years. So the growth itself shows what we in the industry which we are in. It is a highly growing industry in terms of automation, and the trend right now is also seen in the next 5 to 10 years. The growth potential is quite huge in terms of digital automation, cloud, and new technologies. As we speak, it keeps coming out in the market. We optimize on that and we grow. The next slide talks about that. That is the services we offer. The services that we offer is across the business platform. That is the business solutions we have. That is one of them is SAP. The other one is data analytics. Other one is robotic process. We have cyber security, managed services on the infrastructure cloud, and then professional services. So if you see this component of services that we offer, it covers the spectrum of digital automation from a business transaction-based solution to reporting to automation of administrative processes, cybersecurity, and infrastructure, which all of these 5 pillars are supported by a resource platform called professional services that sits on top of this and covers the entire spectrum of the services we provide, which covers from our own payroll, from our own consulting backgrounds. We come in and support the solutions. Also, we do staffing and this hire, train, deploy from that perspective. Okay, so what we do in hire, train, deploy actually is something when we have gone to our customers in the last few years, when the industry is evolving and there is a lot of changes that is happening in terms of resource requirement and the project requirement. There's a huge mismatch. So what we did is we went to the industry and understood from the customers what are the exact pain points. And we brought it out and we brought a solution that is a customized, trained, solution which it's not just theory based, but it's a combination of project and theory based for the candidates, for people from the market who are freshers, who does not understand, who knows IT, who's coming from some kind of a background of IT, but do not understand what exactly the industry wants. So we come in and we try to build in the gap. And those are the trending technologies which we try to build the gap. Like rightly said, one of them is the core, one is the Java. Then we are focused on new trends, that is out systems, Pegas, and there are a few other new technologies that is coming in RPAs as well as data analytics, which we combine all these technologies and we bring in a solution for the candidates. We train them for a few months, and then after training them for a few months with internal project hands-on experiences, then we take them to the customer. And we propose them to our projects internally for our customers, and we handle them for the next 12 months on how we can assure that their deliveries are supported by Avensys. So these are some of the salient features of this program, what we do. So it is not, so this is a very customized based approach to the industry's problem. So we go to the customer saying that, it's not just theory and it's not just practical, but it's a 12 months commitment from Avensys, which we give to the customers, saying that the candidates that have been proposed will be supported by Avensys, by senior consultants on the background, to ensure that the job they are delivering, even though they are freshers, they'll be mentored, they will be supported, they will be upgraded with new skills during the 12 months based on the project challenges, and continuously focused on the job training. With this experience, with this approach taken to the market, it has been a great success, where we have trained in the last 2 years 245 plus freshers to 1 year experience, maybe polytechnic, diploma, degree, irrespective of the discipline, as long as they have some kind of a background of IT, of any discipline. We bring them on board. We give them a commitment of, not to worry about your job security. And we ensure that, that's our problem. We need is only your commitment and the right attitude to work towards the job. And that's how we do. And during this training program, we invite customers from different industries to come in and speak for a certain hours. We call in our consultants who's working full time to come in and give them an overview of how does the industry work. So it's like a complete program, a practical program with theory. So yeah, so this is about the train and deploy, what we look in the 12 months. The onboarding itself is an exercise which we do around 6 weeks exercise, because when we onboard few freshers, they could be of different discipline and different level of understanding of basics. So the first onboarding exercise we do is to understand and grasp where do each one of them stand, and get them to a platform as to get them at a level where everyone falls at the same, more or less at the same bench. Then we conduct a 2 months of training. And that 2 months of training is involving all of what I said earlier on, theory, practical, with industry consultants coming in and sharing knowledges. And this training is on certain technologies, which is mixed with few trending technologies. It's not just one technology. On certain technology, which based on certain projects, which is very specific to a certain project for the customer. And then that same, after the completion of the training, we do an assessment, and then we bring them actual job to the customer side. And that during the job training, every 3 months, 6 months, we do research and surveys to understand where are the gaps, and take them back and do further training, and again bring them back on the job. And that training happened during the weekends, because then they are working full time on the job. We do not want them to be disturbed during the training program. So this is one of the approaches we take. And for the commitment given to the customer is that we assure their deliverables, because they are supported by the backend team. And the customer is not obliged, or customer does not have to invest anything in the upfront in the instructor-led training for the first 3 months. All that is taken care by Avensys, and that's how we propose to the customers also. They have no obligations. They do not have to commit anything. So they, from their perspective, it is just Avensys takes the entire project from the customer and ensures the deliverables.
just to add to Shafiq's points here, one unique point, like, where differentiating factor where we stand ahead here is, like, this entire program. If you go even as a career switcher or even as a fresher, if you go to the market and take up a fresher IT fresher role, this format is not available, and you will not be considered as a trainee or as someone who's like fresh from the industry. You will be put into projects and asked to deliver from the scratch, right? However, here you still have a buffer. Even though you're considered as a software developer, you still have a buffer of 1 year for on-the-job training, where consistently 3 parties are involved to make you a better software developer or confident software developer, so that your foundation in the software industry is much more stronger. So you don't have to have that insecurity in terms of, like, I'm not coming from the same base, or my STEM diploma didn't teach me the coding part or whatever, because throughout this training program, the entire that part is taken care, be it from our side, consulting our side, or the trainer side, and also from the project team side.
And for this entire training program, the 2 months, there is no course fee or anything the candidates have to pay. It's the other way around. When they come on board, we take them we pay them a training allowance and get them trained, and then take them because they're going to be taken as a permanent employees of Avensys. Any questions before I continue? Okay, so the value proposition, what we bring it is, like, we understand the IT market and the IT industry and the trends that is required, which is the latest technology that needs to be trained upon. So we ensure that the training that is given to them, they will be able to easily, it's not the technologies which is there in the past, but the technologies which is there right now in the trend, as well as which is going to be for the next 3 to 5 years, which is most valuable. So from the candidate's perspective, the training is given based on the industry requirement as we partner with the industry. Okay, so the other one is also that, like a no cost, and that, it's all on Avensys. So Avensys takes the entire responsibility. So neither the candidate nor the customer has to worry about it. It's Avensys that will ensure. So Avensys works along with this entire ecosystem to make this 12 months program. After completion of 12 months, the candidates will become an IT professional who, when they go to the market or anything, if they want, when they enter the market, they have an option of career options after not 1 year, after 2 to 3 years from this program. After they have an option of going into solution architects, they can become project managers, they can become into pre-sales, they can go into sales, they can upgrade their skills to become, entrepreneurs. So there are many options that opens out after getting this kind of hand-holding exercise from 12 months, which can be further extended to 2 years and 3 years. So we do not restrict all consultants to, just focus to become just only developers. This is only a foundation where, to create and the concepts and the fundamentals very clear, and bring them into an industry where they are known about the latest technologies. And from there, after they understand their strength and they know what they want when they work for a few years, that's when they start off into going and diversifying into different career roadmaps. So we also help them when we do an assessment. We also share with them, your strength is over here. You should focus on the pre-sales, customer engagement, business analyst. You can look at project management. You can look at solution architect. You're technically very strong. So during the course of this OJT plus the 2 years, we help them to build the skills into their strength.
Yeah, so just to add on to that, so as you enter into this SCTP course and take up this 3 months training from NTUC LearningHub, and then after that, because that makes you eligible for you to apply for the jobs that we currently have. it will be an ongoing hiring that is happening from our side. So once you're having that base from the SCTP course, and then you're entering into this program, then it covers the entire gap of, like, you don't have prior experience or whatever. So this training, what you're seeing here from Avensys is more of an on-the-job training. So you are from day one an employee, not a trainee, so you're a salaried employee for Avensys, permanent.
So to ensure, hence, what the commitment, to give that commitment, that initial onboarding. Nisha, if you could go back the two slides, the onboarding is a very critical exercise for Avensys. Where we have the thing in orange, the onboarding is a very critical exercise we do. That we have some kind of a written test, some kind of an oral test, presentation test, and we have some kind of an interview to ensure that the people who we hire is and have that capability and the right attitude to move forward. So we have a 3 level of a certain amount of screening, and once you come on board into the program, then we take care and ensure that you're secured, and it becomes a win-win. We go in together as an employee, as a partner.
So we have onboarded multiple batches in the past 2 years. I would want Samir to add some points from his point of view, because he's front-ending the customer, and probably his inputs will also be helpful for you to understand better about market trends as well.
Thank you, Nisha, and thank you, Shafiq, for the introduction. Okay, team, thanks for gathering here. What I understand is that all of you come from an age group where you are trying to reach out to a technology or a course which helps you to start your career, right? And why this STD started? Because there was a need in the market, and we were some of those early movers in the market to understand that this is the trend that government also wants. This is the way that future generation will train itself, and right from the day one be project ready, rather than struggling for those 6 months before they start productive. So that's how STD idea came into the picture, and that's how customers also started buying it, because they see a huge difference when you enroll into the program with NTUC. You have a screening, we have a screening process in place for filter the candidates. Then you get into an instructor-led training. You become a material where you have the skill sets, not only one skill, you have a full stack. You have something which industry needs. So in terms of the trend, there is one language which all of you see here, which is started in 1995, called Java, and it's not fading away. I see there is a lot of demand going on, but it's in the name of full stack. So you need to have that basic skill of Java, but full stack is ever growing. And we see a lot of demands. We have placed a lot of consultants there. Other than that trends, we see a lot of Pega and the tools like Pega, like OutSystem, which is low code, happening in the market, and our clients are asking for it, and we do train for it, and we do also have very dedicated batches for OutSystem and Pega. The other trends that I see in the market, which is happening and which is just gonna grow further, is cybersecurity and cloud, and we are also present there, and our customers are there. So there are plenty of options for you when you opt for this kind of program with Avensys. It's unique. It's stand out in the market. It makes you a material which is actually billable from the day one for the candidate, for the clients as well. And you have the skills which you develop very soon with the help of instructor-led training, with the help of capstone projects, with the help of dedicated effort done on you as per the industry demand. So I think, yes, it's a very good program to have it around. And then, maybe in the terms of curriculum, in terms of what kind of technologies other than Java that we cover, we can share more with you as well in the next sessions. Like we cover microservices, we have Angular, we have Bootstrap. So I think, the base remains Java, but that becomes like, that blossoms from there. And then we make you a consultant where our projects need it. So that's, I think, the USP, and that's how it matches to the trends of the market. Yes, over to you, Nisha.
Yeah, thank you, Samir. So Any questions, anybody, anyone wants to? So if no questions, maybe Vincent or team, just to conclude, I
Thanks,
understand.
Nisha.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I understand the cohort starts in November for the SCTP, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So probably once the batch or the training is done, maybe anybody can feel free to reach out to us because our hiring is ongoing. So I'll pass on the details to Vincent in terms of how they need to contact us. Then they can submit their applications to us.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think thank you for validating the, very strong employer demand for the Java developer role. And of course, we also understand that, there is the potential actually for all the attendees here, if you're applying for the Java programmer, for very good on-the-job training with a company that has already shown their interest. Of course, we understand that there is some screening in place that we can actually do when we are onboarding you onto the program. But yes, all around, we have been speaking to not just Avensys Consulting, but so many employers out there, and there is truly very, very strong job demand for Java programmer and a lot of all the other IT roles that we are delivering as part of the Skills Future Career Transition Program. So in view of that, if let's say you're interested to hear more about the program, if you have any other questions on the other job training, if you have any other questions for our subject matter experts, our trainers, please scan this QR code. All right, so this will lead you to almost like an inquiry form. Once you submit your contact details, we will be getting in touch with you very, very soon. All right, so there we can guide you to actually apply for the program already, or if you have any other questions that are, that you want to be addressed before applying for the program, again, please scan this QR code and our course consultants will actually get in touch with you. So, beyond the 2 programs that we have shared today, if you want to hear more about the other programs, you can join our next webinar on Friday at 3 p.m. or you can also speak to our course consultants. All right. So I think now we have a few minutes for a Q&A session. So if you have any Q&A, if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A box below, because that's actually where we have been answering the questions. All right. All right, so we have one attendee, Tilana, who has actually asked, after the training, is there permanent employment for marketing and digital design? So not currently. This is something that we are working on. But even for this Java programmer, actually, it's not really like a permanent employment. It's more of, on-the-job training. But of course, our placement team will be working together with you and the other employers in the market to get more hiring opportunities for our digital marketing and graphic design specialist program. If you have any questions about the course fee, again, you can scan the QR code and our course consultants will guide you. So with regards to the program eligibility, currently this program is only open to Singapore citizens and permanent residents. All right, I think we don't seem to have any other new questions. So again, any other questions that you think have not been answered, you can just scan this QR code. If not, I think we will end off our session here today. All right, thank you everyone so much for joining our webinar today. We hope that we have, answered a lot of the questions you have about our SCTP and, solve any outstanding queries that you may have. All right, so on behalf of NTUC LearningHub, we will end off this program. All right, thank you for joining us and have a good day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.